Most sailors add a Bimini to hide from the sun, but today, we're harnessing it. This is how we turn a single solar panel into the most power-packed Bimini Saoirse has ever had. We've been sailing Xoxo with a soft Bimini for 8 years now, and it's held up okay. Brandy's had to make a few repairs to it, and she made it pretty as well. But the time has come that we are going to toss that and replace it with a hardtop Bimini. But not just any hardtop Bimini. We are going to use this massive solar panel, and that is going to be our Bimini. Back in the cockpit, it's not very big, it's not very wide. We're very limited with the constraint for the main sheet for the boom. So we don't have a lot of space to cover. Fortunately, this thing is going to fit perfectly. Before I start cutting any tubing, I want to get a little bit of a better idea on the height and the width of everything. I made a crude model in my 3D CAD program just to get an idea for the framing itself, but it doesn't take into consideration all these constraints that we have on the boat. So I am going to construct a little template out of some of this cardboard here, just a template of the actual size of the solar panel, because it is way too cumbersome, heavy to just lift up here and get an idea of what's going on. So we'll see how this works out. It's like everything else I do, it's more trial and error. So I have ideas and I see if they work. If they don't, then I'll pivot and do something else. I am bailing on this cardboard idea. It's gonna be way too flimsy to try to replicate this panel because the panel is so big. But I did cut out, I have cutouts of this in little sections, so it does give me somewhat of an idea, like a miniature template. At least it gives me the width, so I can use that as a guide on placing this panel. My biggest concern is where these feet are going to go for the structure, like where the poles come up, because I don't want the poles to be in the way of our winch handle. And when I go forward to the bow, I don't want it to be so cumbersome to where it's difficult for me to get in and out of the cockpit. Not sure if you can tell from the video, but this solar panel that's going back here is massive. It is roughly 7 feet 9 inches long by 4 feet 4 inches wide. And because our cockpit narrows as you go aft, we're going to be pushing it on space. It's difficult for me to get accurate measurements by just using a tape measure without any reference points. Plus, Brandy's away, so it is just me, so I don't have another pair of hands to help hold the measuring tape. So I'm going to use this 3M tape and put it on the back of these mounts. That way I can roughly get an idea of where to place them. Put some tubes in there that are already cut, that are shorter, just so I have something solid to measure up against. Now that I have all the measurements, it's time to cut the stainless tubing. I measured twice to get the cuts right, and I am using an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel because I couldn't find a pipe cutter strong enough to cut through the stainless steel. Now I'm going to connect all the tubing with these 3-ways to create the perimeter, the rectangle that's going to fit around the solar panel. Got the frame up. I had the welder over here yesterday and we talked about how we want to redesign this area because we just feel as though this post is dead in the walkway. So he had suggested putting it directly here, and I agreed to it, but I hadn't given it much thought in the moment. But I think it'd be better if we put it closer to the coaming over here, but also bend it to where it comes up this way. That way we don't have this big pole intersecting all this space here. Because if it follows this curve, then it'll be a lot easier to get to the front of the boat. But he's gonna cut up some plates and get those welded on here. And those will be the mounting points for our brackets. We're also gonna add some supports. He's gonna bend up tubing. It's gonna be 2 feet by 1 foot. So that'll really strengthen up this lateral movement here and stiffen everything. Edwin took the 2 front legs and he's gonna take them back to his shop so he can then put a bend in them and get that angle right, because I kind of switched some things up on him. Originally we were gonna use some just feet end fittings that would have bolted to the deck, but we'll just have him weld the tubing to a plate and we can bolt the plate directly to the side of this coaming here. That way it'll help at least get things off the deck and make it a little bit cleaner. It is gonna have to bulge out a little bit more than I would have hoped, but there still should be plenty of room to squeeze by it when going forward. You guys have done a great job so far, but there's a little bit more, well actually a lot bit more that needs to be done. They've only spot welded most of the brackets up, but they got the bends in. We are still missing the plates that are gonna get welded up here for the mounting system, but it's coming out nice.
I'm back and I've brought all my stuff. I've been in Florida visiting friends and family and actually watching our friends Sarah and Dave's pups when I was there, and having some relaxing time. But the mule service is back. You guys, this is 1/4 of the stuff I brought back. But I wanted to kind of show you what we brought back and also talk about the logistics of getting things into Guatemala and traveling with Guatemala services. In Guatemala, you can use a couple of different agents here to get stuff flown in. They have to deal with customs to get it through. There are a couple people right now who have items stuck in customs, and it's not very abnormal for that to happen. So for Beau and I, it has been way less expensive for us to fly to Florida. Thank goodness we have friends and family there, and then bring the stuff back in a book bag, a carry-on, and usually a very big suitcase, like one that fits this. This is our new VHF antenna. Is that what this is? It wouldn't fit here. I can't take it out. It's literally is almost half as me. They don't allow you to carry on with it. I was thinking maybe if they thought it was art. I don't know. We also have a new Bluetooth wind instrument. So we'll actually... Anemometer. It says wind instrument. Yeah, anyways, we'll be able to Bluetooth our wind and actually have wind speed. We've always been... although we do have our little manual thing that you see is holding up every now and then. So this is going to be pretty huge. So we'll actually know what the wind speed is. Spare pumps, which you can get here, but they are expensive. What else? We have new bow lights, which we're getting installed soon. All of this stuff is like, needs to get installed within the next 2 weeks. I have no idea what this is.
That's for the anemometer.
Oh, for the anemometer. Like I said, I have no idea what half of this stuff is. I had exactly 50 pounds in my my check bag. I had 37 pounds in my book bag. And I think this was 60 pounds because maybe it wasn't 60. We have a bunch of, I didn't want them to get scratched. We are putting handrails in, and we have all these little metal pieces that you cannot find here.
And you had metal pieces for
metal
Edwin.
pieces for our Bimini, which is getting installed. Wiring things. A lot of these things you cannot find here are electronics, right? That sort of thing. So I don't know what half of these things are. Another thing that we do like to get, this is crucial. Finding proper spark plugs for our specific dinghy motor, which is a 25 horsepower, no, 20 horsepower Honda, cannot find here. So we had extras we stocked up on. A bunch of other little things in here, wiring and things that we could not find, so I brought it back. Other things that we get are things like really good quality cinnamon. If you guys have not had this Ceylon cinnamon, it is, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's so delicious. It tastes so much better than the regular stuff that you can get. In the Central America areas, we have found that you can find lemon like nobody's business, or lime like nobody's business, but lemon is sometimes difficult to find. So I brought back a couple of packets of these lemon powders, which is just a freeze-dried lemon powder. And then we put it in our waters as well. So it's a nice little treat. Also, you guys know that I have quit caffeine, if you haven't heard. So I brought back some nice decaf beans because no tiene decaffeinada aquí. There is no, maybe I said that right. Hopefully I did. They do not have, anyways, they do not have decaf coffee here. And also, speaking of decaf coffee, I have been able to transition to decaf because I have been getting much better quality sleep thanks to my Beam Dream, which I also stocked up while I was in the States. Right now, they are running their extended Cyber Monday sale, which you can get up to 50% off, which is practically buy one, get one free. This stuff is gold, you guys. I have been doing this for over 2 years now. I feel like forever because I finally have gotten sleep. I can get up, I can go work out, I can walk. It's just finally, for you guys who have issues sleeping, you know what it feels like when you finally get good sleep. Good, deep, quality sleep. Good REM sleep. And this stuff comes with all natural ingredients. You've got adaptogens, reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, some melatonin, and it's just tastes so yummy. All you have to do is throw it in a little bit of water, cream, heat it up, make it a yummy hot chocolate after dinner, and then 30 minutes later, you're out like a light. It's so good. Actually, I saw Beau sneaking some the other day.
Don't tell Brandy.
Normally he doesn't drink it because he has no problem drinking, but I said, why were you up the other night? He was like, I was getting some dream. Why were you having...
Because I couldn't sleep. Like, for whatever reason, I couldn't sleep, so I was like, all right, let me make sure I at least get some sleep in.
Normally I hog it all to myself because I need it, but if you guys want to fall asleep, stay asleep, get quality sleep, wake up refreshed, and not have to take some over-the-counter things that are going to make you super groggy in the morning, this is your answer. Give it a go. This is the least expensive you're going to see it. It ends on the 8th of December. Just click our link here and up to 50% off, you guys.
We are getting rid of these panels that we've been using for, what, 8 years now. And we're getting some, well, we already got them, the bifacials. So we'll be bringing in, they're bigger, they have more wattage, they're 445s, and they're bifacial. So we'll get even more than what they're rated for. So we're gonna give these off to Edwin, our welder, do some trading, and that way they still have some good life in them, so they'll still get some use out of them.
So with the project of the Bimini being built, that means our old Bimini is being broken down.
Why do you want the fabric?
Because it's good fabric. Not the color part, the outside part. So if you guys aren't aware, when we purchased Saoirse, we did not have a Dodger or Bimini. So Beau bought this from Walmart for like 200 bucks?
150.
150. And it has lasted. However, I have sewn the top multiple times and patched it multiple times. So it's gonna be so nice not to have to do that. Although I'm gonna miss the underside.
This panel is heavy, very, very heavy. Oh yeah, I like that. That's perfect. Striker bar. Before we put the frame on Saoirse, we decided to do a panel test fit in the parking lot. We also wanted to match drill the solar mounts to the frame off the boat, so we don't get metal shavings all over the deck. Oh, okay. And then we remove the panel completely and then drill them all.
Oh, you can move from here.
Yeah, so this comes off like that, yep. Yeah, so this is double-sided tape, so we're just gonna use this to keep it in place. That way it maintains its position so we can match drill.
And why are we putting these on here?
To secure the solar panel to the frame. But after fitting it all together, we decided it would be better actually to match drill the mounts after the frame was secured to the boat, because the frame wasn't in the correct shape in the parking lot. And by mounting it to the boat, it will maintain that specific shape. So we didn't want to skew the way the solar panel fit into the mounts. We also noticed the striker bar wasn't high enough to be effective in protecting the solar panel from the boom. So Edwin cut the bar off and he took the whole assembly back to his shop.
I can't believe how much our boat has changed and how much it continues to change. But they just brought back the Bimini frame. They're gonna install it today and we should be up and running with some extra solar. I think with our solar shades, the new solar panels that we're putting in the back, and this solar Bimini, we're gonna be pretty set on solar. I can't believe we've only been sailing around this almost 8 years with just the 2 solar in the back, and with all the editing that we do and all the cooking that we do and everything just being all electric. Finally, we're gonna have enough solar to actually really keep us going without worry.
That you know how to
this, yeah. Done this too many times, right?
That's what we normally do also.
Yeah.
It's
We
like
typically use butyl tape. Have you ever used it?
No.
No? It took a good part of the day to get the frame all mounted to Saoirse because it requires a lot of boat yoga to get the backing plates on. And then we had to match drill the mounts. And before we bolted everything down, we did one last test fit.
Fitting? Yeah, actually these are perfect where they're at.
That one?
Yeah, they're good.
And all of them almost reached.
What's that?
Almost
Yeah,
reached.
just, barely off.
Freaking,
That one?
they should be fine with the swap, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You'll be fine. But this one's like perfect.
Yeah, this one too. Yeah, this is coming there. Yeah, it's gonna be perfect. Yeah, it looks good. Thank you, Edmund. Yep. Came out nice. Like, and it's functional, you know, it's got purpose with the solar.
Actually, it wasn't your plan.
What's that?
It wasn't your plan to leave it the way it is.
What do you mean?
To grab on.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh, the handles. Go.
But it said it end up like this with a mistake.
No, yeah, I wanted.
Tell everybody on YouTube that it was your idea, not his. You wanted the handrails.
Yeah.
He wanted it nice and
I wanted
flush.
the gap here between the solar and the frame. Not Edwin. Edwin likes it nice and clean.
Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button. And if you want to help with the production of these videos, consider becoming a patron. The link is in the description below. And we will see you guys in the next one.